Medical researchers are finding more evidence exercise and reducing cholesterol and high blood pressure can protect your brain, even prevent Alzheimer's or dementia. Neurologist Diana Kerwin from the O'Donnell Brain Institute at UT Southwestern is involved in a clinical trial that's aimed at finding out more. You work in geriatrics,
Yes.
neurology as well.
Yes.
This is a huge study. I mean,
Yes.
this isn't just a one-time study. This is several different institutions, research centers
Yes.
that are working on this.
Yes, and the importance of this is looking at how to prevent Alzheimer's disease. This is a common question that comes up for families that have someone who's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Oftentimes other family members are saying, well, what can I do to reduce my risk? And we're finding more and more about risk factors in your middle life, when you're younger, things that you can start to do to reduce your own risk of getting Alzheimer's later in life.
Okay, what are you finding? What do we need to be doing?
So our study that we're looking at is we're going to look at blood pressure control, cholesterol control, and exercise, because those are the main risk factors that we're finding when someone's in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. If they have high blood pressure, if they're overweight, it increases their risk almost twofold. So we're looking at if we intensively treat someone's blood pressure and cholesterol and have them exercise, how can that reduce their risk and how much, so we can advise them better.
1 in 3 seniors dies with Alzheimer's or some other form of dementia. I mean, so the need for this research really is great. I mean, it really impacts a lot of people.
It does, and it's impacting women a great deal. Women account for 2/3 of all the cases of Alzheimer's. So we're really, although we're looking at all genders, we're looking at anybody who has a family history, high blood pressure, and wants to be part of a study. But it is a multi-center study, so there's multiple states involved: Kansas University, Washington University, another research institute called Pennington. But UT Southwestern is leading the study itself, and it's going to be going on for the next few years. And we are looking for people who are interested in being in a research study that will look at prevention of Alzheimer's disease.
640 volunteers.
Yes.
Is that how many you have, or how many you're hoping for?
We're hoping for.
Hoping for.
We're
Okay.
on our way, yes.
So
But we would love to have people involved.
It is needed. Another thing that you talked about was exercise, and really kind of trying to figure out what kind of exercise needs to be done as well, right?
Right, and how much. I mean, right now we know that 30 minutes of exercise will give you some brain health benefit immediately, and we think there's a long-term benefit, but we really want to look at how much is that benefit, exactly how much exercise, how many times a week, and what is it compared to just doing a leisurely walk, you know, that type of thing. So we really want to be able to advise people specifically how much can they actually impact their own health and their own brain health for themselves, which is an important question. Most people are really afraid of Alzheimer's disease, and they want to know what can they do. And this will help to motivate and give us the information that doctors can advise their patients on. Here's how you can prevent Alzheimer's disease, just like we help them prevent cancers and heart disease and other things.
I think they probably see loved ones go through it, and it can be heartbreaking. I have, I have friends whose parents don't even know who they are, and to go through something like that is heartbreaking. And so I can understand why a lot of people want almost a magic wand. They want a magic wand to know exactly what can be done to stop this, right?
And part of it takes research. I mean, it is a very scary disease, but we faced a lot of other scary diseases as a human race, and so if we put our minds to it and put money into research, we can start to find the better treatments, the ways to prevent and help keep our whole population healthy as people get older. And that's the hard part about this disease, is it often takes away people's vacations, their retirement, thoughts of traveling the world they're not able to do when this diagnosis comes about.
So what ages are you looking for volunteers for this?
It's actually an older age group, over age 60, but with a history of high blood pressure, and then also a family history of Alzheimer's and a memory concern. But we do have information for people to call in if they're interested in participating.
There you go. You can find a link. We'll put it on our website with all the details, fox4news.com. Appreciate it. Thank you for the work you do.
Thank you so much.